Nerd Soul.
Lay ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. That's right, anime-ish team up today. We are back. I ain't by myself, y'all. You best believe that. I am here with Gamma Rae Cosplay. What's up?
Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? How's it going? It's your girl, Gamma Rae Cosplay, lawyer by day, cosplayer by night, otaku attorney, sometime on the weekends too, and a straw hat pirate as well. But glad to be here. Happy to be here. Talk about all things anime.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Like I'll be honest. It's been a while since we spoke. We did get a chance to chop it up at what is it, Saltine? We got a chance to chop it up there,
Yay!
but I'm kind of missing that. I might have to come back, Jackson, and get
Come
some of
on,
that.
come on, come on.
So, um, since this is your first time on the show, and on our first show, we talked about some anime that we've been watching over the last, like, say, year or so. Could
hmm
you please enlighten us on some anime that you've been getting into over the last, say, year, two, maybe 3 years?
Ooh, I'm about to say. One thing about me, I have a serious anime addiction. It's almost like, what haven't I been watching?
Or
Um,
what are some of
Gosh,
the one of the things, some of the stuff that's been better, I guess, in your opinion?
I'll say, well, Demon Slayer is just chef's kiss. Like,
True that.
I mean, it's literally almost perfection. And it's just gonna keep getting better. Really enjoyed Tokyo Revengers.
I still haven't watched that. See. You gonna make me watch
What?
that. You gonna make me watch that one day.
You need to, and it's all like all dubbed out. The first season is complete. Can't wait for season two. I read the manga, so I'm excited. It's gonna be good. What else have I been watching? Obviously, One Piece. They recently, about a few months ago, celebrated their 1,000th episode, which I know it freaks people out, but I'm
Which
like,
is why I'm never gonna watch that show.
I don't understand because everybody gets mad when they're like, "Oh my gosh, we only got 12 episodes of this new anime, and we're not gonna get any more. We gotta wait each week." Like literally, it's a never ending. Like you never have to wait.
Well, true. I guess you got a point on that. If it's 1,000 episodes, you can just watch it, on and on. But it just seems like such a daunting task.
I mean, yes and no. It's worth it. I mean, I'm totally straw hat pirate for life. That's me. Um, Definitely enjoying Bleach. What else have I been watching lately? Oh my goodness. I really was on at one point heavy on Slice of Life.
Hmm.
Binge watch kind of those anime. Oh, Attack on Titan. I'm just not wondering why we have to wait almost like 5.5 million years till we get the last handful of episodes. But you know what? It's
Oh
alright.
boy.
It's alright. I mean, patience is a virtue, I guess. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I
so
guess I guess
yeah,
you could say that.
Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, another great one. Really enjoyed the movie when it came out. Um, Definitely had to go to the theaters check that out.
Yeah.
My Hero Academia, obviously. Um, I think my next cosplay is gonna have to be a miracle, but like I don't want to do no spoilers. But she get an upgrade. I think I'm gonna have to do that version. Um,
Okay, okay.
Let me see. That's really it. I mean, as far as like I said, I've been watching some everything. I mean, honestly, JoJo, Stone Ocean, totally obsessed.
I ain't
Like I just,
nothing wrong with
I,
JoJo and Casey. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
you know, like I enjoy just all the like fashion and music references with that entire like series in general. It's just so dope how the creator kind of sprinkles it in there, especially with the names and stuff like that. So that's kind of one of my favorite things about it. And it's just
Alright,
dope.
alright. Cool. Now I'm gonna give a shout out to Keith from Blerd-ish. You know what I'm saying? Just stepped up in the
Hey,
spot. What up,
Hey,
man?
what's up? Gamma? First time joining for the meeting. I see. I'm glad things going good. Hope things all right.
yes, yes, everything's on the up and up. Appreciate everybody, prayers and thoughts out there. We just taking it easy here in the Sprinkle household.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now you brought up an anime that I'm excited to talk about. Um, My Hero Academia. Um,
Oh
Yes, sir.
man, this
go-
week here. Oh,
I
sorry.
look. See, my boy came through. All right, we ain't seen Lemillion in a minute. All right,
Hey,
we ain't seen him in a minute. You know what I'm saying? When I picked up, I got one of his pops. When I picked that up, I was like, "Yo, man, I ain't seen this dude in a minute." I was like, "But you know what I'm saying? Let me go and pick this up." You know what I'm saying? And when I opened my eyes to the dopeness, I forgot how dope he was. And he came
see,
First,
through, busting no moves in the head. You know what I'm saying? Making the
thunder,
crowd.
thunder cookies,
I gotta
thunder
say this.
cookies.
Shout out to Ninja. I know she's not with us today, I guess. But I know that's one of her favorite characters. Lemillion is dope. That's what I
Yeah.
agree with her 1,000%. He's such a hero. He's such, since he gets to be baby All Might without the problems, without
Not
he has
baby
no
all might.
he has no drama and no. He's so positive. Like you love meeting a person like that in real life who technically by all circumstances should be a scrub, but he turned his quirk is kind of dangerous to his life, mastered it, and makes him nigh invulnerable.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
my
how you gonna
question,
hear a real one.
first of all, how is he so? All right, I know quirks and secondary powers happen and all that. How is Lemillion so strong though? Like, I know he don't have a strength quirk, but does it give him strength? Or he's just strong.
He just
Yeah, that's
strong.
true. It did, he never. I
He
don't
just
think he
touches
ever
strong.
really mentioned. I don't think he ever really mentioned anything about strength, particularly.
Like he got more. It's I get that he has one quirk, but because being a ghost gives you the ability to knock a giant and people in their head and just shake their arms off like God. Like really don't need he don't need all for one. He is one for all.
I feel like what it
Yo,
is that he the like propulsion from like when he like shoots up or like that momentum gives him that extra force behind
It must
his
do
punches
something.
and moves. Cause like that's all that's just natural. He eats his spinach and drinks his milk. I'll say that.
It maybe it works like Speedball for Marvel. I know a kind of obscure character. If they
Speedball is
said
kind of
like
cool though.
okay, if because of kinetic energy when like how you said it actually kind of makes sense because there's a character Speedball when he has kinetic energy he gets stronger and more durable and can become kind of invincible for a brief minute. He don't pass through stuff, but he can't really be stopped if you don't have a lot of force. So I
Mm,
guess he kind of works the same way as Speedball.
word up, word up. Also, Best Genius came through. You know what I'm
The
saying?
the boy came through with the Canadian tuxedo, rapping everybody up. And look, I've only heard like when I started My Hero, I heard his English voice, and it kind of make him sound like a runway designer. But it's funny to hear his Japanese voice because he sounds brolic as hell, but he can't, bruh. I I love when this show shows you that everything matters when they no matter when they introduce it, like
Yeah.
introducing Erie, introducing Lemillion, and how it all ties together, no matter what, they don't waste nothing. Best Genius is rated number 3 or 4 when we met him, way back
Mm-hmm.
when, about 2 seasons ago or 3 seasons ago. He showed you why he's the number 4 hero. And he had all them special threads, he threw them things out.
Yep.
Like who I didn't even think about Best Genius. Oh yeah, he would be a perfect capture type. Like he can probably, do other stuff with them threads. But like yeah, I like how they explain they have heroes who can affect the field, area field effect, or if they like good damage or if they good power or other stuff. And he is a great area effect and capture type.
Yep. Like honestly, that's what I would be using him for. Like every single Like every single time, that's what I'd be using them for. I'd be like, look, like basically, I would have you stay back on some sniper stuff and just literally just wrap people
Right.
up and put them in a cage and we take them to jail. The
Can
end.
you imagine trying to fight him? Let's just say him and Edshot were willing to kill you. Edshot probably is. If Best Genius capture you, Edshot just shoot right through you. Like
Yeah,
that's only two major heroes.
that would be
So,
dope. That would be dope. Like I also with this season, I do like seeing the slight team ups.
oh
Uh,
yeah,
and also, they've been given it seems like they're giving the villains their little power up, like little power up moments where they're like, you told us you were gonna defeat everyone and destroy everything. You have to do it, Shiggy. Oh, I've been calling him Shiggy because, like, you know what I'm saying? I,
little ashy.
he a little on the ashy tip, but I mean,
Oh, that's definitely his new nickname. I know him by nothing else but Chiggy now. Like that
but
is his
he
new
he got he got
name.
knocked out and depleted. You know what I'm saying? He just laid up, tied up, and then your boy Genus tightened it up even more. You know what I'm saying? I like seeing the heroes like that. And then you got Midoriya. He a little bit hurt up, so we got a good battlefield right now because you got
But even
even
Spinner came
Endeavor.
through. Spinner came through with the speech and the chomp on the head. He used the powers of a gecko. Chomp. Even even Spinner got his moment.
Man, a little
Yeah,
baby moment. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Oh,
absolutely true.
I will say this. Shout out to Endeavor because Endeavor he been looking depleted for a couple of episodes because I mean, imagine this: someone that you essentially mourned, buried. You didn't really have a body, but you kind of. I'm sure they probably had a burial or something, or some kind of memorial or something. So you're
hmm
thinking this person is dead forever. I mean, even though it's played differently, think about How to Train Your Dragon 2. When they thought his mama been dead, and then she like, nah, I just been hanging out with dragons. It's like, well, was you gonna tell us you was alive? But anyway, that's a whole other
Right.
thing. So, so,
She
so,
like, surprise!
yeah,
Now I'm about to be a mom. It's like, hold up now.
it's like,
Hold up.
oh, I was like, if you switch this, but anyway, let it go. So, so Endeavor's like, he just stunned because he's like, hold up. I thought you were dead all this time. And then honestly, if he didn't know he was dead, would this have ended, would this have changed the trajectory? Maybe he would have been like, yo, you know, who knows how he would have treated him after that or something. Maybe he would have been more protective of him or, who knows. But
I
he's just been, he's just been stuck and stunned, but he had to get snapped out of it because it's like, yo, Todoroki
oh,
out
this like
there, you know what I'm saying? He out there doing what he got to do.
well,
What's up, man?
I mean, it's he stuck too also, and I'm not gonna go deep into it. Listen to the previous episodes, but a child not only did he mourn but abused, and the person you abused is telling you your whole business to the world. So he's stunned on several things. Like he
True.
see a literal ghost that, and he feels pathetic right now. I mean, he had his butt whooped. He is physically hurt, but his soul is hurt. Like that's the
Hmm.
type of hurt that he's feeling. That hurts more than a few punches and scrapes. Like he hurt, but what Dobby did to him, like you said, like we don't know what's gonna happen to him afterwards. I mean, I didn't read the manga, but like how we said, he might need to take a break. That's something that ends your career. So he's in the throes of. I saw my son of a ghost, my son, ghost of a son, and he's a terrorist too, like a
Well,
major terrorist.
and the fact that he's stunned on this does show some more growth. I think I would I would suggest that the old Endeavor would not be shaken or moved by this. But the new Endeavor that's actually trying to be like, I what I
Redeemable.
yeah, the one that's like, you know what I did was horrible. I need to be better. I don't even know how to fix it, but at least I'm gonna try. That dude is the one that's sitting there like, oh my God, on one hand, you're alive and I'm happy. On the other hand, I gotta take you down. on the third hand, like I sort of want to hug you because you know what I'm saying, or I want to be around you or something, but my whole squad is probably trying to kill you. So I don't even know. It's just a whole bunch of emotions. But Todoroki was like, "Look, hey, Dad, look, we ain't got time right now. All right,
I
I,
mean,
homie,
this I don't. I
homie
mean,
went into action."
if you want to look at it, um, not to get biblical, but this is kind of where it kind of goes back to the greatest story ever told. You got the sins of the father manifested in the brothers, and the brothers are trying to kill each other. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say that I'm saying he's going through the phase. He did try to be redeemable. He's tried. This is still ongoing. We still
Yeah.
don't
He
know
got
how
a
and what's
he got a
going
long
on
way to go.
to endeavor. He might die. Like we got to see if he gets through this. Because
True.
if Gia, what's his name, the Mountain Man, I thought he was about to if he would have caught him, I was like, but I like, all right, Neville. At least you snapped back and you rung his bell. And then, speaking of things that matter, shout out to Red Riot. What's his name? His Japanese name.
I can't think of his name, but Red Riot.
Red
Kirishima?
Kirishima, Red Riot. His quirk is hard. Shout
Yeah.
out to him for his hero moment mattered. Even though I know it might feel a little tacked on, but it was like that sedative finally worked.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when when them children are, be acting up, and it take a while for the medicine to kick in, the medicine finally kicked in. So it's like, okay, it seemed a little goofy, but it's something that happens.
Nah, man. That sedative came in handy, and it ended up like I'm not mad at my hero for doing any of that. I give him mad props for that because not only did it come in handy, but it's something else that contributed to the teamwork of getting all of these villains, I guess arrested or under control or whatever.
Yes,
Um,
Momo, all the class 1 and B, the side characters, they had their moment mattered. They survived and they contributed. And I just love how it takes every single ounce of every single hero and every single villain as these wheels are opposing each other, and it's a battle of wheels at this point. Even the Mountain was running around like he's like, I'm really spent, but I'm gonna give it my all. And it's just like, man, you just see the battle of wheels. That's all the best way I could put it.
all right, so I know Gamma got to go in a little bit, but Gamma, since we're talking about my hero, I know you caught up. What's your favorite moment from this season so far?
Oh, my favorite moment. It's just gonna have to be like, honestly, I'm really enjoying seeing like Bakugo's like self-reflection, even though he's still an ass. He's realizing that like, yeah, Deku is my rival. I low-key can't stand him because I think he's corny and lame, but he's kind of almost developing like a sense of respect and like it's just like this like a brother. Like, I mean, brothers, they fight, they bicker, they do all that, but when I'm not gonna let nobody else like mess with you. Like, only I can mess with you and talk about you. Nobody else can. So when he like jumped in to, like he said, it was just instant. His body moved just like how Deku's body moved when he saw Bakugo in trouble.
Yeah,
like it was, that was. I feel like that was almost kind of like full circle. And I really want to see how they bring it out. And I read it how it develops in the manga, but I really want to see how it continues to develop in the anime. Because it's just like Bakugo, like what you mad for? Like come on.
He really doesn't have a reason to be mad besides the fact that the writers need a trope. Like anime writers, it doesn't have to be a copy and paste from another show. Like they can have a different relationship. It's okay. But
in fact,
make them friends. It's okay.
Can I give a shout out to an anime that does this? One of my favorite ways they've avoided this. Black Clover avoided that trope so good. Oh, yeah. I love that. Like
it's more of like we're competing for,
and we are brothers and we love each other. And you're not going to kill my brother. I love this man. He's my adopted blood brother. that's what like when Black Clover did that. When what's his name? The Sasuke character, but I'm glad he wasn't Sasuke. Like, hold on. He's like, yeah,
Was it
he's a
you
blah
know?
blah blah. But that is my brother. He was like, he is the only man I ain't competing against. I like, thank you, gee, like, thank you, writers of Black Clover.
And I'd take it a step further. Anime writers, people can be friends and not compete with one another. Like that
Yes,
could happen too. Like
they both
you
can
get
be dope.
like
Like that's the thing.
I have a friend of mine who's basically my brother from another mother. I don't any of his success, I'm excited for. I do not think that I need to one up him. He doesn't think he needs to one up me. I'm hyped when he does some stuff. He's hyped when I do some stuff. That's it. I've never wanted to compete with him ever. Like it just
When one
it's
of us
okay.
wins, we all
It's
win.
okay. It's okay for two people to be like, yo, man, you dope. Yo, you dope too. Yo, let's team up.
Hey,
Like,
let's make this money together.
yeah, it's like,
Hey, when
well,
one of
no,
us
you
wins,
know
we
what?
all
Actually,
win, man.
anime writers, I will give you a baby incy bit of a pass. The person I'm talking about, when I first met him, I will say, I was like, hold up. Who he think he is? He think he can draw like me? But after we shared art books, I was like, yo, man, this is dope. Let's work together. And that was pretty much it. So in anime terms, that might have been one episode, and then after that, they were like just hanging out after that.
I love the origin story. I love it.
I was like, he on a school bus with his art book. Then I was like, oh snap, this is sweet. Let's roll. That
Hey,
was
that's
pretty
how
much it.
folks used to like compete back then. Be like, man, I could draw uh these cartoon anime characters better than anybody, and it would just be like, no, it's me. And just like who could bring their best artwork to class. Now
It's
that's no
like,
kind of homework.
like I would love to see an anime where there's two dope people and they don't have to always argue and fight, and someone comes and they're like, cool, let's team up. Not like, I'm gonna sit back and wait for you to fight and be like, oh, I guess I have to come in and save you. No, if we just start up together, then like we can stomp this out like mad easy. And
I mean,
then
even
we can just face bigger threats.
Bleach kind of started that, but then Uri, I guess you say Ururu if that's how you say his name, kind of realized that he was out his weight class. He's like, all right, I work with you. It was like he was about to get everybody killed when he first be killed because he tried to compete. It's like, yeah, you good, you cold, but like, bro, you ain't got the muscle power. Like, you about to have a whole giant Minos Grande, whatever you call it, come in here because you literally cursed this town to prove
Mm.
how good you are. Like, you're good.
It's like, we get it, you
So-
good.
And then he's like, he always like to say smart things, like to prove he's as smart, but their respect was there. Like, they never start really doing that trope again where they'll fight again, but they're like, nah, we got to go save the realms of whatever, and live and all that. I just say my little snide remarks because I'm petty like that, but this is my homeboy.
Oh man, so with that said, I know Gamma got to bounce, so thank you for rolling through this week. If you get, what I'm saying, if you can stay a little longer, that's cool. But if you got to bounce, just go in and drop out, and we'll be cool, because I want to get into an anime that Mark Dove and your boy Keith Cooper have been talking about. They've been like, yo, NERDSoul, you gotta watch this, man. All right, you gotta peep this out. So Gamma, I'll throw it to you real quick. Have you seen Chainsaw Man?
Ooh, have I?
Yeah.
Have I?
This is why
my gosh. Man,
I watched the last one.
me too.
Oh yeah.
It's when I say it's now. Demon Slayer was up there. Chainsaw Man is right behind. It's the perfection. Like, literally, it's so easy. They are just following the playbook. I mean, the artwork, the storyline, the characters, the way it's just beautifully brought to life. And I mean, it's hilarious. It's dark. And it just gives this whole like crazy view perspective. I love the fight scenes. I love how the animation with it is fire. Like
Man,
everything
this
about it is beyond fire. And everybody, no matter how the corny things they say or whatever weird powers or whatever weird things they do, like everybody got the thunder cookies. Everybody bringing smoke. I don't care. I don't care how big or small. Like you got a devil. You know how to fight. Yeah, they bringing it. So
there's
if
no
you haven't
waste.
been watching it, you need to watch
There's no
it.
waste to none of the. There's no waste at all. Um,
Yes, like
it,
every episode, every moment matters. It means something. Even if it's like a quiet moment, it's the animation is still
yes.
telling a big story.
Thank you for mentioning that the quiet moment. Like I know a lot of people. I know our great host here, Mike, needs action. He knows that action. I call him Action Man Junior. Like if he could jump out of an airplane like Tom Cruise with an air and parachute down on the spot and do a hero landing, that's how Mike would enter the room with a
Yo,
dynamic
y'all
hit.
better be glad I ain't got no powers, yo.
Mike will be doing a hero landing. Like rock. We coming in like Black Adam every time. But
Yep.
but I'm just gonna say, like for this week, without I know we're not trying to spoil yet, or I know no. I
No,
know.
why not? We can talk about it.
Well, yeah, Sherry isn't here, so I know she doesn't want to be spoiled. She's gonna binge it. But I guess spoilers a little bit. This week, Chainsaw Man kind of got his kind of nothing. They got their butt handed to them last week. Aki is going through it. He in the hospital. Himeno, she's dead. She gave up whole self to the ghost, and it still didn't matter. The whiny chick though, I ain't see that coming. She was John Wick for a split second. Like that was crazy. Like I'm like, God damn. But just the fact that now that we're kind of moving past just Denji's humanly desires to be treated well, I think we're hitting the stride of where the story is about to really go. Because we finally met his real, you could say his sensei, if you will. Y'all know a trope in anime when you meet that special warrior or that special agent you ain't never seen him. He off doing his thing. But when you meet him, like when you met Jiraiya or when you meet Kakashi or you meet King Kai,
Mhm.
this is when something's about to happen. Like, you ain't quite ready, hero. You're about to suffer a little bit. You talk about suffering. Oh, I think like Rachel has dropped out. So shout out to Rachel. But man, we meet, I don't even know his name, but we meet the drunken devil hunter. And he put it to him simple like this. He like, power. Denji. Y'all both devils. He like, the boy might be immortal. Power, you're mostly immortal probably. He's like, when I was a kid, I was deemed too strong. I broke all my toys. And actually you meet him, the boss of this unit of them. She brings them to him while he's in the graveyard, either mourning somebody or he's just there hanging out having a drink. So he's like, you two are mostly immortal. I used to break my toys when I was little because I was too strong. Guess what I'm gonna do to you all?
Mm.
And he didn't quite say it, but he's like, oh, come here. Give me a hug. Now this man is just a human. He's hugging a fiend. You could say basically, just to keep it simple, they're both two devils who have, of course, powers who are on the devil hunting team.
Yeah.
He snaps their neck from hugs. He just hugged them and kills them immediately and said, like, this anime ain't for kids. Like, you see the struggle of breath. And he literally kills them. Like, now, of course, they were in their base forms. They wouldn't use powers. It's still to be able to kill two people, two beings, grown adults.
Just a hug.
Each of your arms at the same time. And saying, and you know what he did? They said, this is how we gonna train. Since y'all mostly immortal, y'all can come back with a little bit of blood, get some blood, pour it in their mouth, woke their butts up. And he's like, we start right now. So, for whatever they was doing that graveyard, and they was going back and forth, but this is some of the humor, but it's dark humor. He basically kills them at least 20 times each during this track. You don't see all of it, but Denji died, and he's like, Power's like, oh yeah, while I was conscious, I counted about 20 times that you died. Of course, I was out some myself. So we probably died more than 20. Um, he beat him up. He said, all right, we're done for the day. And made their butts walk home. And he just took off. They had to walk home, beat up, bruised. And he was like, we're going to train tomorrow. So, and I actually posted this in one of the groups. It ain't gonna be too much long on this, but I was like, I gotta capture this. I want Mike to see this. I don't know if you saw the video, Mike, but it's in the anime group, so you can go find it. I'll send it. I did this just for you because you are the action man. I wanted you to see how they tried to attack. They're like, we gonna use our brains. They did I'll give this. Denji seems a little goofy, but it was a good plan. Like, they tried, like, Power can control blood. So she sent a spear through the door. When I say it gets John Wick meets Doctor Strange, it's like the sensei dodged it by going backwards, took her own spear, broke it. I think either he threw it back through the whole letter, hit her with it. She tried to drop spears. She had blood on top of the door, or like on the ledge to poke through the thing. He dodged those, broke it off. Denji tried to slip behind him. He did a roundhouse kick, slapped Denji side the head, knocked him out, and then said, "Hey, we're done here today." He's like, "Good job." He said, "Here's two reasons why you failed. When she used too much blood, she becomes anemic. She passes out. So, and you, Denji, didn't see that kick coming to your head. It's okay, we're done." Then he walks off, and then Denji, old girl is on the other side of the door. Denji's on the ground on the other side of the door. He's like, "Hey, he told us we're done." She's like, "Thank God." And then he turns around as he walks off almost. He's like, "Oh, I'm going to go get drinks. We're done for the day." Oh, by the way, chunks a knife at Denji's head and says, "Shroom!" He said, "Don't you ever trust what a devil hunter tells you. You're a beast. I'm here to kill you. I'm the top devil hunter." He's like, this is how he's being trained. Like, so this is where we're going.
Well, I mean, he should never trust anybody after what happened in episode 3 or 2, I guess.
He shouldn't. But Denji is also starting to realize that now that he's part devil, he doesn't, maybe either he's broken mentally or he doesn't feel as much emotional care about people. And I did say it to himself that he's like, okay, I don't know why, what's wrong with me. It's like, this man sacrificed himself or helped me the other day, and he's in the hospital, and I don't really care. So I think he realized that being part devil means he gonna have to probably deal with some stuff. But right now, he's getting his ass handed to him. Excuse the language, but it just is. It just literally. Oh boy took his butt and handed it to him, and then karate roundhouse slap him inside the head. I ain't never seen, like, you ain't seen too much training like that. It was more of a master than a training.
I'm gonna say I went back because you guys were like, "Yo, you gotta give it a chance. You gotta give it more than one episode." This, that, and third. Here's where anime can learn from American television. Especially with premieres. This is a show that would have benefited from an hour and a half premiere. Take the first 3 episodes and make them one episode and make that the premiere. Because that would have, animes need to stop. That's another formula issue I have with animes in general, but each industry has some formula stuff that's just like kind of whack. So even with like Netflix and Disney Plus, they all have like kind of formula stuff where it's like you don't have to follow that all the time. But in this case, for me, the show didn't really pick up until the middle of the second episode. But
so you watched 3 episodes now?
Yeah, I watched 3 episodes.
Okay.
But with, of course, it's the holiday season. I got stuff to do. I got family things. So I just got through the 3rd episode this morning. Plus I got to watch like other stuff. I didn't even get Bleach in this week. But
Yeah, I'm kind of just gonna binge through Bleach at the end. I fell behind for various reasons.
I'm only like one episode behind, so I should be fine. I'll be fine once I get a few hours without the little guy, because I mean you can't watch this stuff in front of like a
Oh my
4-year-old.
god,
It's just not gonna
no,
happen.
no, no.
So
It's a little dark.
I mean I haven't seen Andor or any because I have a 4-year-old that wants to be up under me, which is that's more important than watching any of this. So like I watched this in the second episode when homie like what's his name Aki is like, yo, I'm a beat him up and be like, yo, just leave out, get
Yeah,
out of here, right? When he kicked him in the nuts, I was like, oh snap. And he ain't just, yo, it was straight up from Boondocks where he was like, stomp him in the nuts, stomp him in
I
the nuts. I was like,
even though I know that was hard, but I love that Denji. It shows that he's our pro protagonist. But Denji has had to be a survivor. Like he ain't about
yep,
to just take it unless it brings value to him. But if you don't bring no value to him, i.e., being a guy, and you're the maybe romantic rival, even though more into that in the future, don't worry about it. But don't even worry about romance with the chainsaw man.
I
But
mean, basically, Denji said, I'm a survivor. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to
my
stop. I'm going to work harder.
yep, and
That,
don't
that's,
tell me what my dreams aren't to me.
oh boy. Yo, he kicked him. Yo, Aki probably need to go to the hospital real quick because, like,
What he said,
I
the
don't think
nut,
he can have children. Like,
he got
homie
attacked by
kicked
the
him.
nut devil. He said he
Yo,
got attacked by the nut devil
yo,
and ran off the wall.
homie kicked him so. Homie had what? He kicked him like a good, like, what, eight,
A
nine
lot,
times or something. It was a
a
lot.
lot,
That was
a
a
lot.
lot of nut kicks. And he was getting square in the center. Like it won't like he was missing one or the other. He was getting them square right up the middle, son.
The
Like,
but the funniest part of that, for some reason, me before he did that, he said, and when Aki was like, "You're just a guy who wants to live a good life," and then she looked up and said, "Bing bong, duh."
yeah, it's
Like,
like who doesn't want to live a good life?
are you like, what's wrong with you, fool? It's like, of course I want to live a good life.
It's
I
like it's like deep down you do too. Stop fronting.
like you want your family back. You want Makama. You want the good life.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like stop fronting like you don't too. And the trip is Makama, she come on man. Like look, Denji, here's the thing. Denji ain't had an older brother, you know what I'm saying, or old school cat in his life be like, look, don't fall for this. You know what I'm saying? She using them honeypot tactics on you. You know what I'm saying? She ain't interested in you.
I don't know how much you've seen.
I've only
I
seen the
don't know.
first 3 episodes, but I ain't falling for that.
Can
I
I
ain't falling
just
for
say
that, man.
this? Denji don't know. Yeah, me and Mark watch this. There's some scenes you definitely cannot watch with your children, depending on how you raise your kids. Makima, let's just say, is using all of the honey pot.
Yeah,
Um,
she already know. I already know she using all her honeypot skills.
and she ain't even begun to use it from just
Like,
episode 3. Like it gets more intense. Like
but Power. It's interesting to hear that she's still alive. But I mean, I guess being devoured and/or I guess digested by a demon is it's alright. You know what I'm saying? You can come back. Maybe she was
well,
chilling in the intestines or something. Is
they ain't get digested right away.
Yo, homie swallowed her. All right, if we're gonna, this is where the anime, where the
They do this a
anime
lot in
anime
anime
trope
with
happens.
swallow.
Like, I guess you were just in the quote belly of the beast. We'll just let that slide. But,
So
but
but
yeah, I
since
was
you're
like,
just
all
dealing
right,
with Batty, I'm gonna tell you this now. This is the animation. Now I'll say this: since you have watched it, you saw that you swallowed it. Do you kind of get where we were going now? Now that you watched 3 episodes.
yeah,
Okay.
I still wouldn't put this high on my list yet. I've got to see more, but
It,
it's all right. It's better. It's better than the first episode was. Like I said, this is a perfect example of something that should have been paired with the next 2 episodes. Just like when when Boba Fett came out, the first two episodes should have been one episode. Like the first episode was straight up. I was like, "Yo, this is whack." And then the second episode, I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. That provides context. Y'all should have released these two together."
It was some show that did that. That I don't know if it probably was. Even though I know this is a source of scorn for a lot of people, we'll say this. I think She-Hulk would have been even had a better flow if it would have put like a couple episodes together. But yeah, sometimes that is better.
She-Hulk would have flowed together better if they had a story editor. But
I know how it was going to go for you. I was walking into that. I'm just saying.
well,
even I know,
no, all right. So let's be honest.
Oh,
Throw
Lord.
everything off the table. Someone to clearly just ask, if we put a character in the MCU with the power that you're saying that this person has at the end of this season by being able to do what she just did, the questions will arise whenever any villain shows up. Why does she not just do this again? And then what you'll say is, oh, well, we changed Kevin, or Kevin changed it. And it's like, but yeah, if she's this powerful, then she can just bypass it by going into the other writer's room or the break room or the coffee room or whatever. That's a question that's it's a very important question to ask, especially since you're like, hey, well, why don't we just have She-Hulk go and like erase his lines from the story? Bruh, they made it, not me. Don't oh boy me. They made it.
Since we on a whole nother topic, I'm just gonna say this. You put this out there, that don't mean they won't do it. Let's just wait and see.
Bruh.
We don't know.
Bruh, if we get the Kang Dynasty and she be like, oh, I just ripped up the last page, so he's dead now. I'm gonna be like, all right. I'm gonna just be like, all right. I'm gonna be like, hey, look, this is what y'all wanted. Cool.
Because you may not make the movie, Mike. Like Kevin said. But anyway, man, back to Chainsaw Man. Golly.
But yeah, Chainsaw Man. This is kind of like The Boys. When The Boys premieres, they release 3 episodes because I think they know they're like, yo, you gotta kind of get those first 3 episodes in to kind of like get into the season.
It gives you the feel, it gives you the vibe, it gives you the theme. I will say this because it's kind of difficult with. I ain't gonna say it's difficult, but like you said, the key word is Japanese industry. They don't know sometimes they don't know when they're going to get another season, and depending on how the funding or whatever works, it works very different in Japan. For unknown reasons. It may not be because it's a failure. It might be because, all right, y'all studio, y'all ain't going to do this. We need you to do these other things and shut up. Ain't nothing you can do about it because they got this whole board, a committee, other stuff. Even though One Punch Man was terrible season 2, but it took a while to get it. It's coming fast around, but there are animes that literally had 10 years apart from one season to another that's coming back. Dang. So they're not gonna burn through nothing. They ain't burning through nothing. Like, you better absorb all of this from week to week.
Because from someone who has been watching anime for a long time, the first episode seems like, oh, this is a novelty, but it's gonna wear off, and it's not gonna hold my attention. Like that's how it came off to me. I was like, oh, cool novelty, bro, and that's it.
If anything, us Westerners, or just people, us older folk, as we will, whether it be Western or not, maybe wait 3 weeks, binge at least 3 episodes. If you don't know if the hype is for you, any anime you want to try, say give it like Ninja say, give it at least, if it's a half-hour show, give it at least 3. If it's an hour, give it an hour and a half or 2. Just to see if you get the vibe down. See if it messes with you. And if it don't, it don't. Now sometimes there's just some things that just garbage.
Also, I don't like the one thing I didn't like. It showed that there's like this board that she answers to. I'm sure there's a name for them or whatever, but we don't really know the name of them in the 3rd episode. I think it would have been better narratively if we didn't see their faces. Like, we didn't see who they were.
I mean, if
they were just like this shadow government kind of thing where it's like, or a shadow organization where it's like, oh snap, she goes in the room and we don't know what happens in the room. And like, maybe we have her have a conversation, but it seems one-sided where we hear her answers, but not their statements. It's like, this.
I mean,
that's just a narrative thing that I think would end up being doper. But as far as now that I've seen the third episode, I'm in. I'll put this probably on the level of Jujutsu Kaisen, but not on Demon Slayer's level.
I'll say this. From what you just said, it does get a little more shadow-like for some things, at least from the Aki's point of view, after he got his butt whipped. They are...
after he got his nuts kicked?
Man, I'm talking about when he almost got murdered.
Oh,
just
snap.
wait till you meet Katana Man. But
oh snap, Katana Man. They also anime. I'm gonna need y'all to get a little bit more creative. I mean, I know y'all running out of ideas, but Chainsaw Man, Katana Man, what is it gonna be? You know, T-shirt Man. Come on, man. Like,
these are from the people who have from one anime, My Hero, that has a washing machine as the number 3 hero, and you got a show called Pocket Monster, Pokemon. So I mean,
true that.
Come on, dog. You asking
too much,
but you asking too much.
Like, all right, so like the girl's name, her name is Power. It's like, oh snap, she's like a thing. She's she's sort of like an existential thing. Oh, Power. Katana Man could be named something, I don't know, cool, not Katana Man. Because it's like,
I think Power just named herself Power because she's an egomaniac.
Oh yeah, that's true.
She's like, I got power.
But like the thing is, see, if Denji had an old school plan in his life, she'd be like, if you want, I'll let you touch me if you do this. See, a brother like me be like, don't fall for that, man. Don't fall for that.
But all right, so we gonna go there, bro. I'm gonna say
don't roll for that. Look, I'll say this, young brothers out there, all right, that you know what I'm saying, you want to engage in relationships. Don't let the idea of the relationship or the possibility of relationship control you. I think that's the best information I can give.
See,
you almost got killed for the idea of a possible touch.
Can I say this though? I'm happy for Denji to experience new things. I'm gonna keep it PG. You're not wrong. Because I'm like, yeah, because me and Mark listen to like, I'm happy for Denji on some things, but he got to stop this because he gonna get himself killed.
Yeah, he gonna get killed doing this.
But by the time you get to a certain part with Makima, Brother Man is all in. I'm just saying, the emotions...
Well, Makima is like, literally like, she's like, look, I'm gonna use everything to make sure I maintain control of this boy.
Makima, and also... Let's just say this. She's also being nice to Denji right now. When you don't meet the real Makima yet, but you start to see some of her power through the beginning of the Katana Man fiasco. And this, trust me, it's just the beginning. You're going to meet him several times. Like, Katana Man should be the villain of season 1 probably, and maybe somebody else, but Katana Man and maybe the Gun Devil. But basically... The Gun Devil has put a hit out on Denji. That's where we're kind of at. Starting to form. So he's a powerful demon. You don't even get to see him. Katana Man is very strong too, but he's also like Denji. He is a human hybrid. And he's also the grandson of somebody you meet in episode 1. So
all right.
He don't like Denji, even though I don't even think that's it. He just like, look, you got a hit on you, boy. I'm Yakuza. He's like Yakuza anyway. So he's like, I'm here to kill you. And they get started. Like, ain't no real long drawn out conversation. It's a little humorous. They meet in a ramen restaurant. Literally, he is old boy is John Wick with demon powers. Like, he got Ninja's powers. He don't even start off using them, but when they change, all hell breaks loose, literally, with these type of cats. Denji ain't ready yet. Katana Man and his partner took out stuff. But I'll just say this. When you see what Makima's powers are, or beginning of her powers, you don't mess with her. You do not want to mess with her. She is deadly.
I already don't trust this girl, because when he's like, what kind of guys do you like? She was like, I like dingy type guys. I was like,
She likes dogs.
So you like me, right? So you just meant me.
I like men on my leash. In fact, not even men. I like people on my leash. Ask Power about it. Did you see Power couldn't run? Power talk all that noise, but Power's like, yes, ma'am. Like,
Yeah,
yes,
Power
ma'am.
just crazy. Power's the Power. It, if we were to switch this to like gangster films or like hood movies or whatever, Power is that person that you need on your crew that just doesn't, GAF. Um, but the only problem is that person that doesn't GAF will also get your whole organization put behind bars because they don't GAF. It's
I
like
mean, she
you
literally
need
tried
it's
to
we it's on one hand you need somebody that's like, yo, they were $5 short. This is the second time they did it. Go
so I
break
broke their
both. Go
kneecaps.
yeah. Go break both their legs, and they don't
All
ask no
right.
questions. They go break both the legs. But that person also is wilding, and they don't know how to keep stuff quiet. So then they get
Nope.
everybody locked up.
Yep.
I.e., Joe Pesci in Casino,
She is the
or
Joe Pesci of it
yeah,
all. Like, you need her, you want to keep that person happy, and when they chill, but they gonna be like, I am the smart, like, because I think they explain it as a fiend. They lose their minds, but they like she's one of the smartest. She has enough of her marbles to be useful, but you see
Mm.
how she talks, like she just talk crazy, like I am the smartest, I am the greatest, I will kill you, bow before me. All right,
Yeah.
but then
And
we the
when
first real,
Makima made the comment about her horns and stuff, I'm like, why don't you just rock a hat, like slam dunk, like
nope, I
like
am the devil and I'm going to show it. And then she go
like
off and kill that little
yeah.
thing,
But
and
I
then it's
mean, like if you don't want, like you can't have it both ways. Like, oh man, I don't want to be around humans because I got the horns, and then it's like, well, why don't you just put on a hat? Ain't nobody gonna know nothing. You just be like a random girl just walking around. Like you the one. Like if Makima, I just be like, yo, just wear a hat, and she'd be like, I don't want to wear a hat. Be like, wear a hat because I told you, and then she'd be like, all right,
like, I mean,
just get something
I think
stylish, something that matches your coat or something. I don't know.
well, from the little bit that I know about Makima, she ain't concerned about the little details or necessarily what humans got to say.
Yeah, because Makima is clearly something herself because you can see her eyes. So it's like she ain't human.
Nope.
Like
She definitely got abilities. Like, and and everybody know in anime, the sweetest, quietest, softest voice character, usually the most murderous.
yeah, I don't trust that girl.
She's the most murderous. But at the same time, all I'm gonna say is I want Digi to get everything I want him to get and everything he deserves.
Well, I mean, he already got it. He got a whole bunch of. He done ate up all Aki's food. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Messed up the
Keep
table.
watching.
He took
Keep
mad
watching.
dumps and didn't replace the paper towels. I mean the
All
toilet
I'm
paper.
gonna say is keep watching.
He was in the bathtub using up all the hot water. You know what I'm saying? He only got one more thing to do. You know what I'm saying?
For those who are caught up, and I'm trying to keep your PG on your channel, just keep watching.
Yeah, but I'm just saying he
I
only
want-
got one more thing to do, and that ain't too hard. I mean, that's easy.
I just want him to be happy. That's all I'm saying. I see Digi, and like you said, I see a little dude who just needs somebody to care for him. He needed a dad in his life.
Yep,
An
he
older
needed
brother.
he needed a dad in his life.
Yeah, he desires to be treated well. That's one thing I liked about the character. He was like, man, I just want to kiss a girl and to have some nice jam and toast. Something about that, and just have this little dog and just be treated well.
Oh yeah, Pachita.
There's something so human in that, but as the story is getting bizarre, we don't know. He might be far from that. He might not ever be able to get that again truly, but he desires that so. So that's something good in the character that's going to keep me interested. Now the fights, and also the animation. This is how when you got an animation studio with a budget, the fact that they're doing different endings for every single episode, high quality, y'all. High quality. Like every ending has a theme to the episode, or somewhat. It's almost like they're making a music video every single time. Different theme songs, different styles, different whatever. They going crazy with the animation and the art of it at the end. So if every time you watch an episode, watch the end. It may not tell you nothing, but if you're into that type of stuff, you like anime openings and endings, then Chainsaw Man for you.
Not me. The way I'm able to fly through anime is because one, I don't have any ads on my stuff, and two, I skip openings and exits. Look, I skip them joints. Once that music starts, I'm like skip. Like, look, they need to get like Netflix and add that joint to skip that thing, because then that'll cut a 23-minute episode down to like I
I
don't know, like 18
feel
minutes,
you,
and you can fly through.
but also one thing in the anime industry, the opening matters. At least watch the opening a couple of times.
I'll watch. I'll see it in
I
the
know,
show. I'll be alright.
I know. For me, I kind of like I've gotten to the flow where I do want to see like I won't catch it the first time, but then it's like okay. Then I do watch explainer videos and stuff like that. Like all right, that makes some sense. And then you think Marvel was crazy with Easter eggs? Every anime that does this stuff, every opening is laden with Easter eggs that
Yeah,
you
because
just
they
don't
just
know yet.
reuse animation because it's cheaper. So is they just reuse animation, which makes sense. I mean, it's like it makes sense on the financial side. So I just be like skip, skip, skip. Oh snap, yo! I watched like 6 episodes, mad quick. Be like, oh yep, that's
Well, they
how I
do.
roll.
I think a lot. Well, yeah, they do reuse. They're reusing some of it. Some they have different original set pieces, but yeah, some of it is getting reused. But it's cool though. Like, look, just like Rachel said, I would say, you know what? Demon Slayer is a different, animal. That's a love there. My Hero paints so many corners of superhero and anime in a seamless blend. But that third, yeah, Chainsaw Man gives me a lot of other stuff that I need in a more mature leaning otaku madness love fest. If you like everything from super horror to a little bit of Sentai, because the characters look a little like Chainsaw Man remind me of a masked rider. Excuse me, Common Rider. I said masked rider. Excuse me, y'all. Fox, the American science should never be mentioned again of that one. But Common Rider, it kind of has a little vibe like that. So it touches a lot of points of the mind. But yeah, that's what this anime week for me has been like. I'm just gonna. I know you about to head out, but one other thing, Slice of Life I've been watching. I know that ain't your thing, but if somebody likes some comedy or different things, I've been enjoying Yursei. Oh god, I always mess up the name. Yursei Yata. The American name, just Lum, this Space Invader girl, whatever. It's very funny. Old school, from the creator of Ramen and a Half. She came back. I'm liking that some of these 60s and 70s animes are coming back and being redone in the modern times with new animation.
All
It's
right.
just like Lupin never really went away, but this is kind of like in that Lupin club. It's not as old as Lupin, or it might be. It's a little bit younger than Lupin, but it's kind of in that same vein of class of animation. It still uses the old animation, but it's not in the old animation, the old designs, but in a new style. Kind of like how Lupin, they still look the same, but they're able to change the weight and tone of things as they need
Yeah,
to.
kind of like one that did it like incredibly well was Lupin, the woman called Fujiko Mine or Mine.
Yeah.
That was straight hotness. Like I might have to run back and watch that again. That was dope. Lupin the Third is awesome.
Lupin the Third, and I love how they still name it Part 4, Part this, Part 5. I think they're up to Part 6. Kind of like how JoJo does that thing. So it's still the
Yeah, because
story of
they're up
Lupin.
to something like 6 or something like that. I know they're far
Part
up.
1 was more. I think was it one of the Part 1 was okay, but Lupin, if y'all go back watch the history of Lupin, Part 2 is where Lupin got his bearings and became a real hit. So Part 1 is beloved, but it was more violent, more not the tone that was set in what Lupin is. And shout out to my homie Brown Nova. When Lupin wears a different jacket, the tone of the show kind of changes. It changes by parts. It's kind of a little running gag. It's not always set in stone, but if he wears the green jacket, more mystery. Probably somebody's getting murdered. If he wears the typical red jacket, more kind of a little humor with it and other stuff. And I think if he wears the blue or pink jacket, it's complete silly time.
No, he didn't say the complete silly time.
Yeah, it's like it's one jacket he wears is just gonna be silly. It's gonna be lighthearted. Green is for murder and mystery. And
Okay.
green jacket. Lupin himself might pull out a gun and just shoot somebody in the head. All right, like don't get it twisted. Like green jacket, Lupin. But that's just a little nod to that. But so I just throwing in some other stuff if there's anybody out there who listen. You know, you like action, whatever. But if you want to laugh, you want a little goofy romance or something like that, the new version of Lum. I like her design. It's funny. Lum was created in the 70s. How come all the otaku ladies look like her now? They all have green hair. They run around in Tiger Stripe clothes and two pieces and run around. If you've been to a con lately, Lum is ahead of her time. The Lum design. Look, Power ain't nothing but Lum with larger horns. Like she got the little Oni horns.
Oh, I looked at Lupin the Third, the Pink Jacket Adventures. Nah, bruh, that's the old haircut. Nah, I ain't going back that far. Nah, we ain't doing that. That 84. That's when he had that little fro.
That one, the one they try to really Americanize, it was a complete failure. It's one where it's like if it was the show created in the 80s, that's why Lupin had to go take a break before they brought it back.
Yo, Lupin got that. They had to do my boy like this. Yo, see, all right, that's why we got to go to part. We gotta go to the woman called Fuji Kiwamine. That's the one. That's the one. Start there. If y'all watching, matter of fact, yeah, that's where we going. That's where we're going to end that.
Start at part 2 or part 3 with Lupin if you want to watch Lupin. And great thing with Lupin, you can jump in on. I would say the new Lupins at least start at part 3 or 4 before you jump into the others. They start building on each other just a smidge.
Yeah, but the only thing is the Pink Jacket Adventures don't look. I'm just looking at the way his hairstyle look. I'm like, nah, bro, this ain't right.
No. See, that's a whole other series, I think. Don't worry about that one. No, throw that garbage away. This was the one. That's why they came back with one that you need to specifically say like part 1, part 2, part 3. If it is another Lupin that's like they setting in America or something, no. Do not worry about it.
Yeah.
That is not, or the one with his kid or something. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Japan don't acknowledge that.
Yeah, like look, we gonna just keep it real. Stick with Lupin. Just I don't know. Just if you ever see his haircut looking whack, don't watch that one.
Yeah, if it ain't got the Lupin cut, and if it ain't got the voice, the person who does the voices that you know, the Japanese or the English version. Which, by the way, dope. I love that the voice actor is so consistent with it for these several years. Even when they overdub part 2, because I think Lupin part 2, when they brought it back to America, they actually modernized the speech of it to throw it on Adult Swim and other places. So they kind of they redubbed it. There's like several dubs of that English version of Lupin because that was old anime. But listen to how modern it sounds. It even sounds clean.
Wow. All right. So
they redubbed that one.
This is what I'll say. Anything. All right, because Fujiko Mine it came out in 2012. So all right, pretty much my I guess my recommendation is everything Fujiko Mine and after. I don't know about going before, man. It might be rough. I'm gonna just say that it might be rough on you.
I would say it's okay
because them haircuts is already looking whack when I'm looking at the old joints. I'm like, haircut don't look good.
I mean, they all had that long, skinny body, lollipop head thing going on, but like or Tootsie Roll head or
But it's
something.
like his sideburns. Like if you look at like Lupin, part 5, the Misadventures in France. If you look at his haircut, he got better sideburns. He still got the
Well,
widow's peak, but it's like a better. He got a better like head. But if
okay,
you look at
well,
the old stuff, his
we
head don't look right.
when you go from Italy, the new versions, like the ones that's in the past, say 10 years, yeah, those are the modern, very, very modern Lupin. But even like I said, the part 2 is legendary that made Lupin what it is today. Like, if you want to just understand some of the character, you don't have to see part 1, but part 2, you ain't got to even watch all of it. You can just watch some of it. Lupin is a show you don't have to watch every episode.
Nah,
And
because
that's a great
each
that's a
one
great thing
is like
about it.
I actually prefer on the low. And matter of fact, you know what? I'm glad you brought this up because I rarely talk about Lupin the Third. This might be the first time I talked about him in years. But Lupin is a show that the reason I like it is because one, you don't have to know all the history. Because I came in on, I saw a couple of stuff, a couple of things on Adult Swim or whatever, but I really came in on Fujikomine. Um, and I was like, oh, this is fun. This is fun to watch. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of whimsical. There's a little bit of action, but he's like kind of silly, bumbling around. But, dude knows what he's doing, sort of. Like, but I noticed, oh, so each show is kind of like its own thing. It's just like, hey, we're going on another mission. And that's something that I wish other shows would do more of. Because it's like, it's like, hey, why don't you just let this person go on another mission and have that be the season or whatever, instead of
But
having to be super serialized. I mean, Lupin is serialized. Like the other stuff that's happened before gets referenced and stuff, but it's not like if you haven't seen say if you haven't seen Fuji Mine, I'm pretty sure if you watch the next one, like I don't know, something like Adventures in France, I'm pretty sure like it's not gonna be like, oh man, you have to go back
it's
and
like
watch all
this.
13 episodes.
What's the great thing about these characters is that if you have read if you just used to any type of literature, or if you used to the word police, I ain't gonna say police serial, but if you used to police drama or thief drama, if you say, let's say if you're young and you've seen a show called Leverage. If you've seen
Mm-hmm.
Leverage, or if you've seen what's another heist show, or if you've seen Ocean's 11 or Ocean's 12, if you've seen anything like that, you will get Lupin. You'll get it very fast. It is timeless the way it's written, because a whodunit, a bank heist or something like that, or a debonair crook, those tropes get used in every single form of media all
Yep.
the while, no matter the country. Lupin is a standard. Like you can Lupin got so much material, you don't even have to go to like the character that he was created upon, which was also a debonair thief and based in French literature.
Oh yeah,
Um,
and movies too. So man, bruh, he got mad
so
stuff.
you can just go to Lupin and you can write a new show. And they actually have a Lupin show on Netflix about a debonair, smart thief, genius brother who is not played by a brother. I haven't watched it yet, but he's still that character.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So Lupin is actually older than the Japanese version. In fact, I mean, I know I'm going on, but just look it up. I think Crunchyroll, you can go on YouTube and look at the history of Crunchyroll of Lupin. They actually avoided some lawsuits when they started using the name Lupin, and luckily they got away. I ain't gonna say got away with it. They almost got sued, and I think the estate of the creator of Lupin, Arsene, the actual author of that character, allowed some things, but they had to change it up. Like you never see his so-called French grandfather. So they always kind of joke about that, like, oh, your dad, your grandpa, your dad were more honorable men. Why are you such a scoundrel, even though you're a thief? It's funny how you can be a thief and be an honorable man.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
like we'll let that
and
slide.
And another thing, if you watch, it really old school. If you watch Pink Panther, the movies, then you have Lupin. Just Lupin, just switch it around. That you're instead of an impossible thief, and you don't get to know him like in Pink Panther. You also get to follow the bubbling inspector, and other things. Oh, by the way, I think Lupin, Inspector Gadget, another show we grew up on, directly comes from Lupin by accident that they created out of trying to do Lupin. When they were
Wow.
trying to bring it back. So Lupin has given us his legend and Inspector Gadget.
Yo,
So
man.
I'm naming spy stuff, but they kind of all relate to each other. Even Get
Shouts to
Smart.
Lupin then.
So these things are tied together. Kind of like when I talk about Kunio Khan and Double Dragon and Technos and Arc Systems and what they own is a rabbit hole for a reason. Which I'm gonna end this on a note. Other anime adjacent things. I've been enjoying playing River City Girls. Watch me play it on Twitch.
He been beating up people in the bank, y'all.
Hey, look, if you like a weird manga, anime intro, cutscenes, and pixel art mashed together, this is right for you because this is technically just damn near a video game anime. It's just pixel art because this is about as otaku weirdness as it gets. Western mashup with other stuff, but I know it ain't. I know it ain't too much talking for Mike's taste until I get down to it. You talking about I be running? You damn right I be running, Mike.
Yo, man, stop running.
I'm
Take
trying
that
to get
fight.
it. Hey, bro, when the game has a concept of money, if you die, you lose it, and you be needing that. You know, when every time you gotta buy food, you know you need to store up for the bosses. You know that.
Oh, true that. Y'all ain't just got
The
turkeys laying around.
bosses be wearing. Yeah, they don't like. Unlike Streets of Rage, you'll get a turkey, but you can't store it. You need to. If they let you store it, you got to store it for a reason in a game like River City. And plus, you got like they really make you walk around the whole city. Nah, I got to beat up people just to get like food. Like I be trying to let them live, but I'm like, oh, you want to attack me? I guess you got to empty those pockets.
Y'all got to take them down. Y'all got to take them down. So, Keith, let them know where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me at www.blerd-ish.com. That's www.blerd-ish.com. You'll hear various podcasts like this, other talks, different things. See some posts. I just posted about the Game Awards, the videos, just light touches of thoughts on it. Of course, I'm on Twitch, BLERD_ISH on Twitch. Of course, it's embedded on some of the videos on the website. Blerd-ish on IG. You can find Keith Cooper on Facebook and the Blerd-ish page. If you need to reach out to me for any business stuff or just want to say hello, something cool, or like the podcast, great. If you got foolishness or whatever, don't. Just keep to yourself. I am not that type of social media person. Good stuff, positive stuff, something productive. You about that foolishness, leave me be.
All right, word up, what up? NERDSoul. You know the deal. Like, share, subscribe. We'll holler at y'all next week. We got a whole bunch of stuff coming out for Marvel Phase 4. We're going to be gaming a little bit with open mind. If we can get past the lag city of the new update for Guilty Gear. And until next time, peace.
Watch me save River City in all its otaku glory.